What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about the top 10 budget cards right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, I want to start by talking about what does budget mean, okay? Because I think that's important to touch on before I really dive into it. Budget to me at this stage is cheap because you can get so many good pink diamonds in this game for less than 5,000 MT. And so that was my cutoff, really was 10,000 MT, but I kept finding myself right around 5,000 MT for the majority of these cards. So a lot of these cards are going to be super cheap. So if you are just starting the game or just looking for a cheap team to build in salary cap, something like that, hopefully this video can help you guys out. We're going to start off at number 10, and as we do, please smash that subscribe button. Diamond Mario Chalmers. Now here's the thing, okay? If you got Mario Chalmers Hassan Whiteside duo in the event, awesome. Okay, awesome. Both cards can play. Both cards are extremely good. The more I think about it, though, the more I truly do believe Mario Chalmers can play by himself. Now, is he way better with the duo? Yes. Okay, especially defensively, he gets way better with the duo. But even without the duo, he's just fine. The problem with Chalmers is he's only 6'2", but the good part about Mario Chalmers is he's got one of the best releases in the entire game. I've used a lot of point guard releases in the game. Mario Chalmers is one of the best. If you're needing a point guard, like again, for salary cap, for those, budget-ish modes, Mario Chalmers is a great option for you guys. Now again, defensively, obviously not going to be ideal, especially without the duo, but if you are running the Hassan Whiteside duo, it just makes Mario Chalmers that much better. So I like him either way. I've used him on the No Money Spent quite a bit. Mario Chalmers, a perfect addition, in my opinion, at that number 10. At my number 9 is Gortat, a card I've used a little bit again on my No Money Spent while grinding challenges. I think this card is way underrated. 6'11", his release is decently smooth. Robert Williams pressed an upper on very quick. He's got a 79 3-ball, 88 speed, defensively is solid. The only complaint I have is that 36 steal in the 75 perimeter. Those are two things that for Gortat you can complain about. And if that's you, I'm not disagreeing with you. Those are two things that Gortat should be better at, but simply put, he's not. Like, he's not good at those couple of things. So you got to take what you can get. In my opinion, Gortat is still a beast, still a stud. And the fact that you can get this card for super cheap right now in the game, 5,000 MT, I think he is a great power forward center option to you guys. Is he better at power forward or center? Well, I'd say with the steel perimeter, he might honestly be best at that center position. Coming in at my number 8, trust the DVG here, Omri Caspi, I think is how you pronounce it. If it's not, I apologize. Thing about Caspi is this. He is going to shoot lights out. He is. Jonathan Isaac, Franz upper on very quick, normal leaner, D-book dribble style. He's going to shoot lights out. He's a 6'9" shooting guard. The problem I have with Caspi is this. Defensively, the card is not great. He's not, he's not horrible, but he's just not great defensively, and playmaking is not going to be great either. But again, you're getting a 6'9" guy that has hot spots everywhere that's going to shoot lights out for 5,000 MT, right around that price tag. I think it's tough to find a lot of negatives. The only negative that I really see with Caspi is there is another 6'9" shooting guard who I'll get to in a little bit. That is a budget card that's just better than this card. But this card is good, and as I am looking at him, it's like, maybe I've been sleeping on this card for too long. Maybe it's time for everybody, not just DBG, to hype up Omri Caspi. At my number 7, a point guard, Anthony Morrow. Now, I know what people are going to say. Ty, his defense stinks. I agree. On the base card, Anthony Morrow's defense stinks. But if you give him gold on-ball menace, gold paint patroller, and gold maybe immovable, the card's going to be fine defensively. Not great, but he's going to be fine defensively, and I think he's going to be fine enough where I'm taking him over a guy like Mario Chalmers because he's got such a good release. Normal leaner. Yeah, the Fox dribble style is troll, but he's got a 98 3-ball with 92 speed. The card never misses shots. He plays fine defense. And I had to use Anthony Morrow in like domination or to grind the prime challenges out, and the card was fine. He was knocking down shots at an insanely high level. And I'm just telling you guys, for like salary cap or those type of modes, Morrow can play at a really high level. Now, again, you do want to probably badge up those defensive, a little bit, because if he doesn't have on-ball menace at all, it's going to be a little rough. But I don't mind Anthony Morrow whatsoever, and I do think if you are balling on a budget looking for an offensive point guard, Morrow is a really solid option. At my number 6, I'm plugging in the Diamond James Posey. Now, people are going to ask, Ty, why James Posey over Omri Caspi? Well, simple. Defensively, he's going to be quite a bit better. 6'8" at the 2, 94 3-ball, 90 speed. Defensively, again, just slightly more complete. Default swing base is fine. I don't necessarily love the none upper on it, but it is on very quick, normal leaner as well. To me, I think James Posey is just slightly more complete. I think defensively, he's going to be able to get you stops. I think offensively, he's going to do what he ultimately needs to do. And so for me with James Posey, I really do like what the card does provide as far as a 3-and-D player in my team. I just don't think it gets much better than what James Posey can provide for you guys. As far as complete options for you guys, I think James Posey is definitely up there, coming in there at my number 6. At my number 5 here, another point guard. This one, Justice Winslow from the fan favorite set. Now, Winslow is not nearly as good as he once was. I'm just being honest. But he is still a 6'6" point guard with a 93 ball, 92 speed, and defensively gonna do the job. He's got a good player build. Winslow based on very quick, normal leaner, debug dribble style. I just overall like the card quite a bit. Now, again, I don't think his release is nearly as good as it once was. And that's really why I'm not as high on Justice Winslow as maybe I once was. But again, as far as the overall card is concerned with Winslow, I think the card does a lot for you. Again, 3-ball, good. Speed, good. Defense, solid. There's just not a lot of negatives. He's a 6'6" point guard that you guys can have out on the court, and he's not going to hurt you. And to me, that's the important thing here. Finding guys that can play defense, pairing them with guys that are good offensively, I think is super, super, super important. Coming in here at my number 4 is the Diamond Pat Burke card. Now, Pat Burke did get updated, and it's hard to deny how good Pat Burke is at this stage. 6'11" big man. You'll notice I haven't plugged in that many big men because there's not that many good ones. 6'11", 89 3-ball, 87 speed, defensively really solid. Jarrett Allen on very quick, basically in a rush dribble style. I do believe Pat Burke is slightly better than Gortat, and I believe, there's only one guy as far as budget bigs that are better than Pat Burke. I think this card is extremely good, and I do think if you are in need of a power forward, this is your option budget-wise. Like, I do think, maybe him and, if you run at him and Gortat, your front court is fine. I like Pat Burke, though. Gonna knock down shots, 89 3-ball, good speed at an 87. There's just not a whole lot of flaws. Hot spots from 4 to 5 places around the arc. Like, tell me, what are the flaws in Pat Burke? Oh, wait, because I really like this card, and I think he competes at an insanely high level. At my number 3, Pink Diamond Eddie Curry. I think is by far and away the most complete big in the game, and I'll actually be one to say I think he's quite a bit better than Pat Burke. Why? Comes with 12 Hall of Famers, including a lot of those defensive badges. Gonna shoot the ball decent. Speed is incredible at an 89. Rebounding-wise is really solid. 7 feet tall. Quick release, basic leaner, no flaws. The only thing I can say about Eddie Curry is this. If you've not used the card, it's going to take you a little bit to get in your flow with Eddie Curry, right? His release, it's good, but it's, not necessarily that easy to just pick up and green with. It's going to take you a little repetition to get Eddie Curry's release down. But once you get it down, there's no real problems with Eddie Curry. Once you get Eddie Curry's release down, again, everything is just fine for the card. So as for me, what I'm looking at with Eddie Curry is like, again, release-wise, LaMelo and very quick is weird. Like, again, it takes a little bit of getting used to. But once you do get used to it for Eddie Curry, you're looking at your best budget center in the game. At my number 2, Pink Diamond Robert Covington. I think Rocco is so elite on this game that it's tough for me not to put him at my number 1. Defense, off the charts good. 94 3-ball, 90 speed, great release, normal leaner, pro dribble style. There's just no real flaws in Robert Covington, and I will stand by the fact that I think he can play and compete at the very highest level. I'll stand by that fact. I mean, I really love what Covington does provide, and if you're not liking Covington, I think it's more of a you problem than a Robert Covington problem. And don't take that personally, but that's just my thoughts. Like, I genuinely think it's so hard for Robert Covington to do anything wrong on this game. I think the card is just so elite. And so, again, if you're not liking Robert Covington, it probably is a you problem. 6'9", 7'2" wingspan, gonna get you stops, gonna shoot the ball well. Again, just no flaws in this card. I've had just as much success running with this card than any other shooting guard in the game. But coming in at my number 1 is Delano Banton. I can't have this card not at my number 1. I just can't. I mean, I think with what the card does do for you, he's got to be at that number 1. 87 3-ball, 95 speed, defensively solid, but we're missing out on the key thing. He is 6'8", at the point guard position with a good release, normal leaner, decent dribble style, and again, comes with 30 base badges. He is 6'8" with a good release at the point guard position. That's crazy. The fact that you guys can, at this stage, get a card for 3,000 MT that is 6'8" with a good release, good player build, 95 speed, gonna knock down shots. I think that this card deserves as much hype as any card that I've, talked about this far. Genuinely. Because look, is he going to be a primary ball leader? Is he going to be a guy you want to run your offense through? Probably not, right? There's going to be better dribblers on this game. But as far as like a guy to spot up and play defense and, knock down that occasional leaner, Banton can do all of that. And the thing for me is, guess what? The card is 6'8". I love what Banton does provide. I think as budget-wise, he is probably your best and most complete card in the entire game right now. That's going to wrap it up for our video today. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.